Hello, this is David out of Houston, Texas. David Baker. I'm on my YouTube channel. In Houston, we're getting ready to have a pretty serious freeze Monday and Tuesday, and I've noticed that on the television and the news, they're all talking about your home, your kids, your pets, your plants, and not a whole lot of people are talking about your pool. Here in Texas, we're not used to these big freezes, a hard freeze, and a hard freeze is anything over 3 hours, I would say. That's when the really water starts to, actually maybe 2 hours even, where the water will start freezing, which could do damage to your pipes, do damage to your pool equipment. So what I would suggest, the first thing is, we know there's going to be a freeze. So if, say you have a pool with a intermittent timer such as this, what you would want to do is, this is your on switch and your off switch. Don't worry about this one. This is the one you want to just, if you can't do it with your fingers, just take some pliers. You unscrew this, there's a little screw in there. And see, comes up and you put it there. Close your time clock and you're good to go. On the Polaris, you don't have to worry about because water's always going in and out. I mean, it flows through the Polaris. As long as the pump's on, water's flowing through the Polaris, it can't freeze. The also, water always is a closed system with their heater, so as long as that pump is on, the water will flow through the pool and the equipment, except if you have a separate pump, say for the waterfall or any other water features, you don't want to keep those running. So what you would do is take the lid off, and there's a little plug at the bottom of the pump, where the lid is at the bottom. If you look down, there's sometimes two plugs. You can unscrew those and you'll drain the pump and nothing will happen to it. What will happen though, say that you don't take the timers off, the pool shuts down, hard freeze. When it tries to come back on, you're going to have busted filters, pumps, plumbing's going to be busted, and you're going to have thousands of dollars worth of damage, because it will happen. With a hard freeze like what we're going to have, it's going to happen. So I'm just trying to let people know that what they should do. So we know about the timers on a intermittent time clock, but also if you have an automation system, a lot of the new ones such as Pentair, Hayward, Jenny, they have a freeze protection built inside of it, which once the temperature drops below 35 degrees, you can't shut it off. That's what freeze protection is, because moving water won't freeze. It would, maybe if you got 50 degrees to 100 degrees below zero. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. This is live. Anyway, so now we know that's what a freeze protection does. It stops your equipment from shutting down, and then it saves it. So say you don't have freeze protection on your older system, which is automated system, go outside, open the door panel, and you'll see on the left hand side normally in a little button that says service. It'll say auto, service, and timeout. Hit it one time and it'll go to service. That's it. Then turn your main pool pump on. That's all you have to worry about. Water will flow and you'll be good to go. And it'll stay running the whole time unless we have a power outage. Now, if you have a power outage, what happens is, even if it's just for a few minutes, just say a few minutes, then what's going to happen is the system automation goes right back to auto. So what's going to happen, if it's time to come on at a certain time and off, it's going to go off and it's going to freeze. So what you'll have to do then is, especially if it's for any length of time, you're just going to have to turn it off, turn your equipment off at the breaker box. Some automation system panels have breakers built in. Turn all the breakers off. Empty your filter by, if it's Pentair, the drain plug will be in the front, 1.5-inch plug, and if it's a Hayward, it'll be in the back. Similar with Jandy or other brands. Now, what you would have to do is make sure when you do this, you're good to go. It'll drain, the heater will drain, the face plumbing should all drain down. If not, if in little word, you can always put a blanket over the plumbing. The heater will have a a valve that you can open up to drain the heat exchange, which is the copper coils at the top of the heater. Most heaters, the top of the heater, where the water goes through, and it'll drain the copper coils. Some of the modern heaters, well, the Pentair has a new style which the coils are circular inside, so there'll be a drain that you can drain those. They should drain also. If you were to take the lid off the pump and the filter, that should drain out sufficiently. Like I said, but if you have a waterfall pump or any other water featured pumps, you will have to, regardless, you've got to take the lids off, take the little plug off, and make sure it doesn't come on. That's what you're going to have to do, and then keep your main pool running. But if the power does go off for any length of time, you need to, now is, even with your timer, now even with this, okay, what's going to happen? It's going to try to go back on, so then you have to come out and take the on switch. So you might want to just, you know what, I think just take both the on and off, take it off, and then run it on. So say if the power goes off, you got to go outside and now turn this off, manually turn it off so it cannot come on. You don't want it to come on, because once it comes on, if the power's off for any length of time, what's going to happen? The pumps are going to freeze. The filter is going to freeze, and then it's going to try to come on. So once the power goes off, you must go out there and drain your filter and your pump so you don't have a problem. I'm just saying, if the power doesn't go off from the city or whatever, then you keep it running. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's people here, we're from the South, we're not going to be used to this. It's not going to happen very often, so you don't know what to do. I'm trying to help to what to do. As long as you have power to your house, keep your pool running. If you lose power, which we can, there will be probably millions of people losing power because of power lines snapping. We're going to have sleet, snow, freezing temperatures, ice on the roads. That's if you lose power and your pool is running. Just go ahead and go out there, bundle it up, and drain your filter and your pumps. You got to. You have to. Now be very careful about that when you're going out there. Understand this: if it's just as dangerous to walk in your backyard as it is to go on the roads, because one of my customers, I think we had about 15 years ago, we had a serious freeze where the water would even splash on the pool deck, and it would freeze instantly. Instantly, it splash on there and instantly freeze. The top of the pool would have a sheet of ice on it. Unbelievable! It was so cold. Well, this man, he looked outside at night, and his vacuum breaker for his fill line for the pool had broke, and it was spraying water everywhere. He didn't know what to do. He went to go shut it off. Well, he slipped, hit his head, and fell in the pool and drowned. His wife didn't find him the next day. So you got to be very careful when you're walking around your pool when it's icy. I wouldn't even go out there unless you really, really have to, or be very careful when you go to shut off this equipment. You should do it before the freeze comes. I would do it now. I would do it today, tomorrow, before this hard freeze. Get it ready. And the only reason you'd ever go back to the back for any reason is if your power was shut off. So let me clarify this. As long as you have power to your house, keep your pool running. If the power shuts off for any reason, you don't have power, go out there and drain everything, and then shut your breakers off to your equipment so they can't come back on. Okay, that's very important. Just at the breaker, you got to do it at the breaker, and then that's it. If you do follow those few things, you'll save yourself thousands of dollars. You won't have to buy new filters, new pumps, and you'll be good to go. Otherwise, you'll be calling me or somebody like me to do all these repairs for you. I'm here in Houston. This video is probably going to go all over the country. Some people don't need it, but here in Houston, we need to know these things, and we're not getting informed about it, so I'm going to be the one to inform people what to do for your pool. And the main thing is, during a freeze, you keep it running. Keep it running. Now, if you have extra pumps, like waterfalls and water features, like I said, drain those. You're not going to keep that running. The main pump you need to keep running. The only time is if your power to the house gets shut down, then you drain the filter in the pump. Or you can shut the whole pool down. You can do that. It's safe. You don't have to worry about a thing. Turn off at the breaker, drain your filters, drain your pumps, and just shut the pool down. Cover up your equipment, and you don't have to run anything. But you got to drain. If you're not running it, then you have to drain everything. And if you're on an automation system, you got to shut it down with the breaker. Shut it down with the breaker. So there's your options. If you have any questions, you can call me at 713-805-7049. If you're in the Houston, Texas area, I'll be happy to help you. I'm going to put other videos on, more clear. I'm just trying to get this one out to help people with their pool and just help people save money and save lives. Because, like I said, one of my customers actually died. He went out there and saw water coming out from his fill line, slipped on the ice because you couldn't see it. It was on his deck, his end fell in the pool. Nobody found it the next day. Anyway, I'm done with this. I'm going to put many videos out of other issues about your swimming pool. I can tell you how to clear up a pool, why you're not getting suction, why the pool is acting the way it is, what certain noises sound like, or anything. I've been doing this 35 years. There's not much I can't answer. Well, anyway, thank you, and